Welcome back both to the Duelist friends and the Dungeon Crawlers. Casual Duelist here today, and it's Friday, so again, happy Friday. We're right there. It's almost the weekend. Let's enjoy today. And we're adding to our deck of our Yu-Gi-Oh! D&D. So in the last like four-ish segments of this, we've only gone over how to adapt these creatures into the game. And we haven't done anything else. We haven't added any spells. We haven't added any like legendary or like magical items. Today we're gonna do that. And again, one of my favorite things was like guardian weapons, because again, these already come with like a really cool backstory. Each of these weapons, Gravity Axe, Grarl is the one we're gonna go over today. But you also had like the Butterfly Dagger of Alma, the Rod of Silence KS, the Twin Swords of Flashing Light Trice, Wicked Breaking Flamberg Bow, Shooting Star Bow Seal, and that may have been it. I do feel like there was maybe just one more, but each one of these has a really cool history. So we can always throw in the names of those creatures as having been like a legendary party of travelers. You can incorporate it into the story as them being spiritual as well. You could put them as almost like as Skyrim did the Daedric artifacts. We could do something similar here. All that aside, how do we translate this Yu-Gi-Oh effect into a Dungeons and Dragons effect? So first off, what does it do? Good monster gains 500 attack, and monsters the opponent control cannot change their battle positions. Now, none of that makes any sense in D&D. So what I did was I wrote my own stat card. So check this out, guys. To make the Gravity Axe Grarl, I made it a legendary weapon, so there could only ever be one of it in my campaign. It is going to remain being an axe, because it's kind of in the name, guys. It's a Gravity Axe. And I'm going to require this to become attuned to the warrior. So if you want to just pick it up and use it, that's great. But if you want to get the most bang out of the buck, we're going to go ahead and require attunement. So again, for the non-D&D players, this is basically like meditating with the weapon over a period of time. And I'm not sure off the top of my head if it's a long or short rest. I do think you can attune underneath a short rest. Again, as a DM, impose whatever you want. In fact, if you only want this to be a weapon for maybe the hardiest of warriors, you can make this one possibly like racially specific, species specific. I'm not sure which term you guys are going to want to use. I grew up knowing D&D as having races. So like Goliaths, orcs, or certain classes like barbarians. Again, barbarians and warriors, maybe even a paladin. Being as they are more strength built or strength based builds, it would make more sense to allow them to carry this. But again, I'm going to leave that up to each player and DM's option. I did make this a +2 damage to both bludgeon and slash. Now you can, again, just treat it as a hybrid damage where anything that's resistant isn't going to matter because it's going to do both at the same time. It's a heavy axe. It's also got an edge to it. So it is bludgeon and slash at the same time. So you can either make this a +4 where it's +2 to each, or you can make it a +2 and make it hybrid damage. Again, totally up to the DM, guys. And then for my magical effect, and again, this is what you're going to need the attunement in order to get. So this weapon is going to have 3 charges. So just real quick, if you're like me, go ahead and drop a D4 on it, or get yourself a nice D6. Either way, do that. The wielder may expend a charge as an extension of their attack. So not exactly the bonus action, but as part of the attacking action. The opponent then has to make a strength save or a DC of 16. So again, for the non-D&D players, that means you're going to take your D20. And again, the opponent, if they have any dexterity modifier, that'll get added to the roll. You'll roll. Terrible roll for the opponent. It's going to be a they're only going to get a 3. They would need a +13, which I don't think that modifier is coming up in order to stop the effect. But right now, what's going to happen is the effect here, flavor-wise, again, basing it back onto the weapon's name here, they will become overwhelmed by gravity and unable to take any actions on their next turn. So essentially, you're creating a small gravity well around the enemy, and also being able to do bludgeon slash damage plus whatever an axe normally would do. So again, this is just a modification of an axe. What's going to happen is you're going to get 1 charge back every day at sunrise. So it's like an everyday effect. So again, if you go just hog wild, you could use all 3 charges in one go, in one battle. And then the next day you will gain back 1. At the same time, you're still getting the additional damage types here. It's very good. And then just in case you were going to try to sell this, or maybe your DM placed it in a dungeon, you guys didn't exactly find it, they want to give you guys a way to burn off some of your gold points. We put a value of 10,000 on it. Again, legendary one-of items should be valued fairly high. And again, if you're thinking that you're going to grab something like this, and again, maybe you're the thief, so again, you put it in your bag of holding before anybody else noticed. Like, would you be able to truly sell this? Probably not. The only place that you'd be able to sell this should realistically be like a lord, a lady, a duke, a king, somebody who's very high up on the nobility charts, or even possibly like, depending again on how your game is being run, maybe there's like a handful of like uber class merchants out there. And again, they might be able to trade and do some cash. They're probably not going to give you the full 10K because again, they're going to want to go ahead, turn around and sell it for that. So again, when you're dealing with selling it, I do this type of pricing, just show you what it would be worth. Again, you're probably only going to get about half that at most, depending on how the DM handles selling of items. So again, this is just one really cool way to add one. And again, we thought it would be different than just adding another creature in. Because again, creatures are just stat blocks. Legendary and magical weapons are really cool. And we're just going to go ahead. We're going to add that to our deck of cards. And so far, that's 5 cards. So that's pretty cool. And this is going to go into my DM folder. Possibly into a notebook later to be used. But guys, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do this. If you guys are on like mobile or maybe a tablet, you guys can maybe grab a screenshot. Everybody else, if you guys are interested in using this, obviously feel free to modify it. That's what it's about. But go ahead, pause, maybe make some notes based on this. And then let me know how you guys would change this for your campaigns. All right. So I'd like to take another second. I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this. And again, real quick, guys, it's almost the weekend. Go out, do something for yourself, enjoy it, and just have a general good day, great day. Hope to see you guys again next time. Later.